I've had this position a couple of times recently. Well, this is June Mabalin again. Crushed me pretty bad a little earlier. Bill Zissou. What's going on, Bill? So June Mabalin, who slaughtered me in a previous game, seems to be an opening specialist because he or she has gotten themselves into a very disgusting position here. And if I check, what will you do then, friendo? What will you do then, friendo? I'll probably hang a mate here somehow. This is a tricky cat here. June Mabalin, down a rook out of the opening. Brutal. Brutal situation going on here. Hanging on by a thread. Mr. Mabalin. So we'll continue on. That's not going to save you. That is not going to save you. I will simply come backwards. You'll be in much the same boat. Knight to d3 instead of rook to e2. I'm trying to think of what position that was there. Fate. Certainly I shouldn't have let him win my rook for free at the end with it only having 10 seconds. That wasn't very good. So this guy is desperate to hold on to his queen. Desperate, absolutely desperate to hold on to that queen. The man or the woman is desperate, I tells you. Desperately hoping. I can already see they want this cheapo on g7 somehow. If only they could just open that position up and get a cheapo, a cheap cheapo. Oh, how they would love the cheapo. How they would love the cheapo. Oh, please open up my queen for my cheapo on g7, says June Mabalin. Oh, please. Oh, please with the cheapos. I don't blame you. I wouldn't play like this to work down necessarily for too long, but if you still think you got cheapos, absolutely you should keep on playing. Especially if you're a kid. Kids in particular should always continue to play on. You just never know. You might get a draw somewheres. Oh, was there a knight d3 fork in that position? Oh, I missed that. I missed that. Let's do this one for starters. That's fine. We'll move right back to where we were. June Mabalin attempting to make rapid moves, which aren't particularly strong, don't really do anything. But maybe I will fall for a cheapo trick. Maybe there will be a cheapo trick. Says June Mabalin. I don't really blame you. I think it's a little insulting, but I'm not playing particularly speedy, so I really can't complain. Yeah, I don't know about that knight and pawn ending fade. I think I was still losing that, wasn't I? So now it's me that's going to be looking for cheapos. Cheapos. I want to play my cheapos. It is now me looking for cheapos, friends. It is now me. It is now me looking for cheapos. And if you've been a fan of the Trout Show for my short period of time here, you're probably aware that I like a de cheapos. I like a de cheapos. Indeed I do like a de cheapos. Indeed I do like a de cheapos. Boy, oh boy, is this guy risky. This guy is just desperately risky here. Desperately risky. Man, this is a desperate chess player. You gotta be careful when you're playing a desperate chess player. Anything could happen. I mean, anything. I'm gonna go for that. Oh, she's got my queen. But I got the checkmate, so it's okay. Nice try though, June Mabalin. Nicely done. I out-cheapoed the cheapo artist. And this calls for... It's all thanks to, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's cheapos. Just let's rewind that for a second. Here we go. Queen takes, pawn takes. And tonight's cheapo brought to you by Harvest Snaps. Peas. Oh snap, you just got cheapoed. You should have eaten your Harvest Snap peas. Fade, I don't have the soda today, so you know what I did? I don't know if you remember that. I put ginger beer in the watermelon soda bottle. Because that's all I had, so... I do have this, like... watermelon raspberry lemonade stuff, but I don't know what the hell that stuff is. I've never tried it. I just got it because it looked weird. Oh snap, right? I mean, these guys should be giving me free Harvest Snap peas. I'm advertising for them here. Okay. Because if they don't want to play ball, I can always resort to nature's nuts. What kind of nut are you? Nature's nuts. Life got you in a vice? Grab your nature's nuts. Okay, that's enough of that. Hold on. I saw that you sent me a friend request, but I don't know how to get that. So can you try that again? There we go. Alright, folks, we've got Fate online. Unknown strong player from out east someplace. I mean, I'm going to have to play like a real opening against you or something here. Which wasn't my intention. It wasn't my intention to... Oh, so you're playing this one already? Okay, fine. Alright. Alright, fine. Play your little line here. Play your little bishop g4 line. That's fine. Play your little line. Also, she's got some trick line here. She's going to play this g5, which is not particularly strong, I believe. I can play this, forcing her to take the knight. And that allows me to take back with the queen, and then I'm going to have this bad pawn structure. I had this in a tournament game not very long ago. So I've seen this line before. It's a good line. Good line. Okay. So, let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, now I got here. I had this game, I had a winning position, and then I had some like rook lifty move with a trick, and I ended up taking a pawn on the queen side instead of the king side, and I was up a pawn in like a bishop and rook ending, and I was totally jammed. Like I was almost in zugzwang. So that was a really weird position. Oops, I just hung a piece. Sorry about that. Sorry about that terrible move. What can I say? I just I'm gonna resign this game. I was yapping and forgot my bishop. Forgot to take the bishop first. All right, let's play again. Sorry about that. Let's try to pay attention when we're playing a really strong player here. That's too bad, because I was looking forward to I had some ideas for that endgame. I was hoping to try out. I had some ideas I wanted to try out there. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Fate is not messing around. Oh, here, and now comes Will Wolf. Look at that, you see that? Will Wolf, the guy who gave me the elephant gambit the other day. The man with the elephant gambit. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Can I, that's interesting. That's an interesting move. That is an interesting move. That was a very interesting move. Can I play this? I'm gonna have problems over there, right? Well, I don't have a clue what to be done about this. No idea what's to be done about this. Okay. I don't know if I had to. Did I have any way to even get out of that fate? I mean, I can't even move this. I'm just losing. I'm getting slaughtered here again. There's no way out of this. I gotta resign again. Look at this, 10 moves again. I'm really not in your league here, Tuna. What did I do wrong here? I mean, other than the fact it was like, is this already losing? Am I already losing after d5? Fate says, I'm playing well with white, so well. Alright, one last one, Altina. One last one. Tuna putting a beasting on me here. Where are you? Why do I not see you on my followers list here? Getting smashed. I'm getting smashed here, folks. Getting hustled on the Trout show. D5 doesn't work, so okay. I didn't want to get into a boring position, and I tried it, but I had my feelings that maybe it wasn't right, but I don't really know why. Now I know that's not going to work. An instructive lesson from fate. I'm not going to worry about that. I am not going to worry about that. Okay. Will Wolf, I hope you have some better recommendations for me today than the Elephant Gambit. Today we were talking earlier with Lucy and No Nonsense. We were talking about the Fred opening or the Fred Gambit. Are you familiar with this one? The Fred Gambit. I don't really feel like doing that. What am I going to do here? If I play that, he will play the knight move. Or she. Yeah, so Will, if you do know it, so it's E4 and F5. That's correct. So we were joking around about creating the pseudo Fred, the anti Fred, the Fredinator, but so I should probably play A5. That's fine. That is fine. But it turns out that the Fred is a real opening. So what is it? The Fred defense? Is it the Fred Gambit? Seems like a gambit, right? E4, F5? Must be the Fred Gambit. I'm very curious to meet Fred and get into his head a little bit, you know? I'd like to get into your head, Fred. And, you know, like, were you too sexy for that opening? Was that the idea? I mean... So I'm low on time, but I don't think my position is so horrible. It's not great, but Sort of. It's a little bit better than 10 moves, isn't it? Folks, it's a little bit better than losing in 10 moves. Getting hustled on the Trout show. It's just called the Fred. When your opening is this bad, they just call you Fred. So I'm just going to prepare myself for a time race just in case. Cinch up my little cord here in case I have to start zipping off some moves. Start zipping off some little moves here. Don't get yourself in trouble here, Tuna. Don't get mated like a fish now. I would hate for you to get mated like a fish on the Trout show. I would hate for you to get mated like a fish after you've slaughtered me in 10 moves like 3 times now. Very curious to know who you are if you're from Canada. Have we ever met? I thought I knew everybody in Canada, but perhaps I was mistaken. Okay. This one I'm definitely chopping. I am chopping, folks. Yikes. I really had nothing there. Maybe if I would have had some time I could have tried some tricks, but it seemed very unlikely. Seemed unlikely I had anything. I think maybe if I would have had a chance to build that position a little bit, maybe I could have got some action, but I think this was always a kind of a bad position. Once black starts breaking on the queen side, it's definitely over. Are you grooving me? Don't groove me like that last guy. Don't groove me like that last guy. Okay, I don't need to be grooved on the Trout show. Let's not groove the Trout, shall we? You're not grooving me. I know what's going on here, alright? You grooved me, okay? A tuna grooved me hard. This is what's going on, folks. I'm not... Okay? Don't groove me. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. This is... I don't know if I would call this support. We can all see you grooved me. Will Wolf lost in 7 moves in a tournament a few weeks ago. Wow, a weird line of the Trapowski. Was it this line here by any chance? Just before I say my thank yous to Fate for that atrocious groove she just pulled on me. Was it this move by any chance? Oh no. Oh, this is one if you're... Yeah. So here's this little funny line that I like. Okay, and then they play bishop here, and you're like, okay, well, I could take this knight, but I don't want to lose my bishop, so you play here. And then they do this. Was this the line? Is this what happened to you, Will Wolf? And then here like this. And then you got checkmated. Was this what happened? You didn't hallucinate, Fate. You grooved me. In case you're not familiar with the term, whoops, sorry, we're back on this. Let me fix that. In case you're not familiar, folks, grooving in baseball, it's like, you know, you throw a couple of softies to Derek Jeter because it's his last All-Star game. So you throw a couple of softies so you can hit it out of the park and go out on a high note. That's called grooving. You're grooving the baseball. And I just got grooved by a tuna, and I got grooved earlier by, what was the handle there? Camel Clutcher. Camel Clutcher grooved me, beat me badly once, and then grooved me in a second game. Fate is trying to say that there was an error there, but no, Fate grooved me a little bit there. She let me walk her into a checkmate. That's what happened there. It was pretty obvious. It wasn't just that, but also towards the end there, she could have prevented the mate on e8 and purposely walked herself into a mate. So I got grooved. That's what took place, folks. I'm getting hustled and grooved on the Trout show, but all the same, I appreciate the games, Fate. Very kind of you. I always enjoy playing a strong player like that. I would rather lose 100 times in a row in 10 moves to Otuna, aka Fate, than to play these potzers and beat them when they're playing cheap tricks and stuff. I would always rather play good players and learn and grow and stuff like that. That's what chess is all about. So no shame whatsoever in losing to a strong player. Never feel like that. We all started somewheres.